turn the video. Yes. Yeah. We have on the last date of on the last lecture concluded execution, suspension, remission, and commutation of sentences. That is in chapter 32, ranging from section 413 से लेकर section 435. 430, yes, 435. I'm sorry, we covered so far 431, isn't it? So today we'll take up a topic that is a concluding topic on this point: suspension, remission, and commutation of sentence. These are normally powers enjoyed by the government, state government, and the central government. Please, section 432 open कर लीजिए. Because you came to know the earlier powers for execution, suspension, remission, commutation by the court. Where with the court can pass this in order. Now today, this is the earlier power with regard to suspension of sentence which you learn when filing of the appeal, that is by the appellate court. That is not to be confused with this. This is when sentence has been totally given. So earlier आपने चेक पढ़े थे आपने after the filing of the appeal. Yes, the relevant provision in that regard. Yeah. Appeal के बाद we 299. Yes. Yes. Open this up. Section 432. I will explain this to you. Yeah, power to suspend or remit sentence. Suspension and remission. Remit means completely wipe it out your sentence. When any person has been sentenced to punishment for an offense, the appropriate government, maybe central government or state government, at any time without condition or upon the condition which the person sentenced except suspense or execution of the sentence, remit the whole or any part of the punishment to which he has sentenced. So normally when you see the jail manual and prisons act, they contain these provisions. The old prisons act of the year 1960s में early 60s के अंदर है, that you are not being taught in the syllabus, but I can give you the salient features. So this section 432, after conviction has been recorded, after sentence has been passed, punishment, the convict, after having undergone certain period for a good behavior, he may make an application. Because many of them for example, Sanjay Dutt made an application, his sentence was remitted by the government. Substantially, maybe 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, it all depends. Even the gentleman, Delhi murder case, who committed the murder of the bartender, he also, his sentence was commuted and sentenced, many of such cases. Paragraph number 2, whenever the application is made to the appropriate government for the suspension or remission of the sentence, the appropriate government may require the presiding judge of the court or which the conviction was heard had confirmed to state his opinion as to whether the application should be granted or refused, together with his reason for such opinion, and also forward with the statement of such opinion certified copy of the record of the trial of such of thereof as exists. So normally when the application is filed to the state government or the central government, as the case may be, under the Prisons Act and the prisons rules, for remission or suspension, the who is the best person to give opinion and recommend it? The trial court judge, because he had the occasion to watch the demeanor of the victim and witnesses. Yes, this gentleman had undergone trial before me, and during his trial, his conduct was impeccable. He was quite sincere in his approach, and his demeanor was perfect, and no cause for complaint. and he was a good truthful witness, whatever may be reason. He did not browbeat the judges, he did not browbeat the opposition or the browbeat the other witnesses, and in a good track record, save and except the conviction which has been recorded. Then number 3, if any condition on which sentence has been sentenced or remitted is in the opinion of the appropriate and not fulfilled, the appropriate government may cancel the suspension remission, and thereupon the person in whose favor sentence has been suspended remitted may, if any, alter, arrested, or the police. So it is like the provisions of your letting off under probation. Under the provisions of section 460 पढ़े आपने, a person being let off on probation of good conduct, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. When your conduct is good, normally you're let off, you're allowed to go. The Probation of Offenders Act, even section 360 of the CRPC, makes a provision for such good behavior. That may be seen that here the court will ask for the report and convict the man. So that this section with regard to commutation, can be read along with the provisions of section 360 with regard to probation, and also the provisions of Probation of Offenders Act. Okay. Then yeah. Then you have, yeah, this is a topic dealing with the appropriate government. Who is the appropriate government is explained: central government, state government. Suppose if the offense has been committed, has been conducted by the CBI, the central government will come into picture. State government prosecution, every state, and is responsible for convicting, the prosecuting the accused person is mentioned. 433, power is given to commute sentence. Section 432, all the three powers are clubbed together: suspension, remission together. 433 speaks of commuting the sentence, reduction of the sentence. The appropriate government may, without the consent of the person sentenced, commute the set sentence for the punishment provided by the Indian Penal Code. Sentence of imprisonment of life or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years term. So a person who has been sentenced to life imprisonment, in many cases, all of you know that here minimum imprisonment he has to undergo is the provisions of 14 years. That is the minimum. Suppose a person who has been convicted of the capital punishment, the most he can be, it can be reduced to life imprisonment, or minimum he has to undergo 14 years term. That is also, you can see from the language of the Indian Penal Code, that is Indian Penal Code आ जाइए आप, the relevant provision section 54 onward check करें, punishment section है. Yeah. 54 चेक करो, आईपीसी खोल लीजिए. 54 and 55. 54 and 55 should be read along with section 433. Now 54 says, in every case in which the sentence of a death shall have been passed, the appropriate government may, without the consent of the offender, commute the punishment for any punishment provided by this court. Then 55, in every case in which sentence of imprisonment for life shall have been passed, the appropriate government may, without the consent of the offender, commute the punishment for imprisonment for a description for a term not exceeding 14 years. Please note that here, section 433 CRPC to be read along with section 54 and 55 of the Indian Penal Code. Naturally, no convict would oppose. Why his consent is not necessary? Because he is being let off, asked to go early home. He will be more happy, isn't it? Unless he wants to be in the jail and enjoy the hospitality of the government. 433A check करें, restriction and power of remission or commutation in certain cases, notwithstanding anything contained in section 432, whereas a sentence of imprisonment of a life imposed on the conviction of a person for an offense for which death is one of the punishment provided by law, and the sentence of death imposed upon has been commuted under section 433 into one of life imprisonment, such person shall not be released from the prison unless he has served at least 14 years. This is the language of 433A, which has been recently added in the year 1978, read with section 55 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, that is minimum. That is the minimum guaranteed period you must remain present in jail in case of a death penalty or life imprisonment. Then concurrent power of the central government in case of death sentence. The power conferred under 32-33 upon the state government may, in cases of sentence of death, also be exercised by the central government. So normally the IPC is a state subject, all of you know that, the police department, barring the state of New Delhi where the central government is in charge. That is why in the concurrent list both the IPC and CRPC have made the to control the crime and to prosecute the offenders is the responsibility of the state. Okay. Of course, the state government and central government, they have to work in harmony with each other when the offences are committed both under the Indian Penal Code, under the Delhi Police Act, where the CBI is applicable. 355 में आ जाइए. State government to act after consultation with central government in certain cases. The power conferred under 432, 433 under the state government to remit commute sentence in any case where the sentence is for the offence in which investigated by the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, that is normally CBI does it under this act, or by any other agency empowered, NIA, you can make it, ED, you can make it, into the offences under the central act on the code, in which involve the misappropriation, restriction or damage to any property belonging to central government, which was committed by a person in the services of the central government while acting, purporting to act in the charge of his official duties, shall not be exercised by the state government except after consultation with the central government. Now, you know that in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, the application is made by the state of Madras, the Chennai government, for commutation. They alone cannot do, because central government is permission required. The investigation was conducted by the CBI under the Delhi Special Police Act. It is. So both the government, central government, state government, they have to reach a conclusion in that regard. Then only something will happen. Otherwise, still then the matter will be looming. Of course, the President of India ke baad there is a clemency petition pending before the President, which is made to the President of India for seeking his indulgence, his constitutional powers. Whether it will be exercised or not, it will be difficult to say, isn't it? Yeah, that is those provisions are under section 72 and article 72 and article 167 of 161 of the Constitution of India. President of India enjoys those powers of commutation under article 72, whereas the governor under article 161. All of you know that. Now, finally, see, sentence of European American to be spent to servitude proviso as to sentence of the exceeding 10 years, but not to life. Sentence of Europeans and Americans to penal servitude proviso to sentence to term exceeding 10 years, but not to life. That has been now deleted. Okay. Yeah, now 57 check karo aap. I'm sorry, IPC पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं आपको. Let us come back to CRPC. हो गया. Then ultimately the proviso C subclause 2. No order of suspension, remission, commutation of sentence passed by the state government in relation to person who has been convicted of an relating to matter which the executive power of the union extend and who has been sentenced to separate terms of imprisonment which are to run concurrently shall have effect unless an order for the suspension, remission, commutation, as the case may be, or such sentence has been made by the central government in relation to offences committed by the person with regard to matters to which executive powers of the union extend. So here the uh, the proviso clearly says that here the when any sentence has been passed where the Delhi government, central government is permission is required to be taken. State government cannot act in isolation. Permission of the central government need to be taken, and especially when the executives mean when uh, application is made by the convict to the President of India under Article 72 and 161, and central government permission is necessary in that regard. Okay, and a sentence which have been run concurrently is made a provision under the provisions of 433(2) in the matter. Okay, this brings us to the close of this topic here. Hmm? Power of the courts. Huh? Yeah. So don't confuse the suspension of sentence under 389 CRPC, which the appellate court passes when appeal is pending and seeks a bail, and whereas the suspension of sentence under under section 432, which the central government, state government invokes after the punishment when the accused has been totally convicted and his sentencing has reached a logical end. That means magistrate court, court of sessions, high court, and the Supreme Court finality has attained. That will come into play after undergoing sentences. You are reading in newspaper many of the cases. Many of the people have been. Government has extended the provisions of remission to many of the convicts who are undergoing for good behavior in the matter. It's exactly like the provisions of parole, Probation of Offenders Act, when you see section 360, where a person has been given bond and remitted. Now, in this case here, when a person is convicted and gone, bond is not required to be asked unless the unless the executive magistrate or the police commissioner in the locality asks for it. I will take that chapter where separately bond is asked from people who were previously convicted and let off in the area because with a view to prevent future crime. The commissioner of police, the executive magistrate, or the what do you call it, the collector of the area may ask a person to execute a bond for a period of 3 years in case those who are convicted, and in other cases they may ask to give a bond for a period of 1 year to 6 months. Those provisions starting from section 106 onwards in CRPC, breach of that, keeping security for keeping peace and for good behavior, chapter 8 खोल लीजिए आप. Okay, if anybody wants to open any or ask any question, please ask me. I will today complete this chapter, take up the chapter on security for keeping peace and for a good behavior, which in the city of Bombay is normally conducted before the police station itself, where the ACP of the area, a commissioner of police, normally summons the people. Of course, the strict provisions of Evidence Act do not apply here. Anybody want to ask me any question?
Sir, I had a small doubt.
हाँ बोलिए.
Sir, under 432, if suppose a guy who is in a noble profession is being tried, so government can the government consider that he is in a noble profession, so-called noble profession, and remit his sentence if he has committed an मतलब a trivial offense, मतलब of course not a 376, but थोड़ा trivial offense होगा, so will his profession be considered to remit?
That can be one of the factor. Factor profession. We can Courts are granting bail. In the case of a rape, the gentleman student was granted bail. Now this year the conviction is recorded for a good behavior. The time spent in the jail, how he, how his treatment was with the fellow
Yes.
other inmates in the jail, and of course the opinion of the trial judge will be asked. So during trial, because normally trial takes in India for 1 year, 2 year, maybe 5 years, sometime even 6, 7 years. So the trial judge will recollect himself. He will have a good memory of each witnesses, whether the witnesses were, had a good demeanor or not, whether bad demeanor. You know that in many, in a criminal case, many of the criminals, they lose their temper. They take out the shoe and they throw it at the magistrate and judges. You have seen it.
So,
So
yes, sir, sir.
such people, the court may not be eligible for suspension and
Sir,
remission.
what I was talking about is, sir, you spoke about, I think, the Kerala High Court judgment where a rape accused was let free because they thought that he is a future engineer and something like that.
Yes, that way he
But sir,
was.
sir, but if, like, say, suppose a doctor, for example, has robbed someone of whatever, 1,000, matlab 10,000, 15,000, and he is in not a very good condition, and he has obviously been good in the trial. So can his arrest be remitted? I'm giving an example. I don't know if it
A
will be good
doctor
example.
who has been convicted for any offense, in the jail he will be asked to serve the people. He will be giving medical facilities to all the inmates. वो सुधर जाएगा
Okay.
उधर. You know that once he is in jail, he will be like them. He will be asked to do service to the entire community, the people who are there. Then depending upon what kind of services he is doing and the opinion of everybody, then a recommendation can be put up. His behavior has been good and amicable. He has been a very useful man, and he has rendered services to many of the inmates in jail, and he is entitled to even the
Okay.
jailers may ask for his opinion. He may reform later on. No? See, our system of punishment is reformative. It's not
Yes.
vindictive. We are not Islamic countries. के गला काट
Yes.
दिया, हाथ काट दिया. So we give an opportunity to the accused person to reform himself. It's a reformative system. When you go to jail, probably you realize what you have done is wrong and you try to mend your behavior. Huh? When you mend your behavior, when you become nice and disciplined, and you may come out as a good citizen subsequently. So if you have been sentenced maybe for about 10 years, you may be let off in 5, 6 years. Half the sentence you may go, no?
Okay. So, sir,
पाँच
basically,
साल तो बच जाएंगे आपके, क्या हो गया? Even if you have been sent to gallows, then you come to know now a pregnant woman cannot be sent to gallows. She will be life imprisonment, isn't it? Life imprisonment रहेगी 14 years minimum. She has to go. After 14 years, she may come out if she has a good behavior. Now in Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, they are languishing in jail. After 14 years, if they are completed, they have a right to come out. If both the central government and the state government agree, and the President of India, before whom the clemency petition is pending or allowed, if a subsequent application, if no clemency is granted, at least the central government, state government may give remission. समझे ना?
okay.
It all
Okay, sir.
depends upon the character. Of course, your qualification will be taken into consideration. Qualification coupled with character and integrity, and your reform behavior. You are not your earlier behavior. Whether by virtue of the circumstances are you a changed person or not. You should have been.
Okay.
You should not have been incorrigible. You should be corrigible.
So, sir, basically, the central government doesn't have any extensive powers like the clemency power under 72, Article
No,
72.
the
What
clemency powers are only with the President of India
president? Okay.
but the government can only suspend the sentence or remission.
Remit.
The remitment reduce it.
Yes.
10 साल की जगह 5 साल कर देंगे, छोड़ देंगे, जाओ. Then
Okay.
छोड़ने के बाद क्या हो गया? Then you come to your locality, then you can be asked to give by the executive magistrate. See, section 106 open करें. Security for keeping peace on conviction. Once you are a convicted person, you have come out of the jail, and the ghost is haunting you. It is not that you are completely free man. देखिए, when a court of session or a court of magistrate of the first class convicted of any of the offences specified in subsection 2 or abatement of any offences and is of the opinion that necessary to take security from such person for keeping the peace, court may at any time passing sentence on such peace may at the passing of sentence also order executing a bond with or without surety for keeping peace for a period not exceeding 3 years. Now, the offences which you are required to give bond, please note that here, under the Indian Penal Code, section 153A, 153B, these are offences. जरा खोल लीजिए, IPC मिलेगा आपको, क्या होता है सर ये? Yeah, all these offences relating to against public tranquility. 153 promoting enmity, isn't it? On the ground of race and religion, which is very common these days during election time. Many of the people are being convicted here. Section 153A, 153B, many of them are languishing in jail. So यहाँ पे अगर ये ग्राउंड रहेगा तो बॉन्ड देना पड़ेगा आपको. Bond, they may ask you, these are the offences. Then any offence which consists of including assault using criminal force, 327 assault हो गया, 327 भी हो गया, intimidation 506 हो गया, isn't it? With mischief के अंदर हो गया 157. All these offences, any of the offences are mentioned, listed in subsection 2. The maximum period you can be asked to give a bond is 3 years. Okay. Then in other cases, security for keeping peace in other cases, where the executive magistrate, now executive magistrate normally are a commissioner of police, assistant commissioner of police, isn't it? These are the people receiving information that any person is likely to commit a breach of peace. So these are normal citizens who are not been convicted under 107. Breach of peace, disturb tranquility, do any wrongful act may probably occasion to breach of peace, disturb the public peace, tranquility, opinion there is a sufficient ground, and he may in the manner hereinafter provided. So the bond can be asked to be given 1 year. So two neighbors are constantly fighting, isn't it? Complaints upon counter complaint. The unlawful assembly of more than 5 people, or government may have imposed during Ganapati immersion time. The 144 orders have been promulgated. That means more than 5 people cannot assemble. You are not supposed to hold bond. Though under the you are not supposed to, unlawful assembly is prohibited, though under the provisions of the article 19(1)(b) of the constitution you have a fundamental right of assembling without any arms. But under the Indian Penal Code, if you assemble with arm, with weapon, and you can be convicted under section 141 se lekar 151 se lekar, last section is in that regard 160 tak, isn't it? These are serious offences till 160. So in these offences, you can be asked to give a bond by the executive magistrate in the locality, that there are a lot of complaints against you in the matter. And I will tell you now here, in cases of not conviction, if you are a person notorious where cases are going on against you, or may not be no cases, you may be a good man. You are keeping 2, 3, 4 dogs. Your neighbor is complaining all the time. Your dogs are barking at him. In the building, everybody is complaining. There are complaints against you, so many of nuisance and annoyance. You know that the magistrates have power to even issue injunction under the IPC for abatement of the nuisance. You know that here. that you should know that here under the Indian Penal Code, I will point out the relevant provision where the magistrate can issue an order of injunction. Just open section 141 खोल लीजिए, असेंबली हो गया, 143 पनिशमेंट फॉर राइटिंग हो गया, yeah. Where is the public nuisance provision? Just see that under the IPC there is a specific provision for public nuisance. Can you point out to me? Anybody? Offences relating to public nuisance.
Sir, 268.
200 and
268.
एक मिनट खोल लीजिए उसमें 268. Yeah. Offences relating to public health safety in that regard. No, ये तो हाँ public nuisance के लिए यहाँ पे magistrate has power to issue certain orders, including an order of injunction. Don't do this here. So in such matters where constant complaints against you, there can be the commissioner can call to the police station, both the parties or one of the parties or whoever is more aggressive, and ask you to give a bond. So I will tell you whether this bond is appealable or not appealable. Then that provision is there. Offences affecting.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Then appealable provision. Then you see that then section 148 ke security for behavior from person disseminating seditious matter. So whoever is circulating seditious matter falling within the mischief of section that is 153A, 124A, 153A. These are all serious offences against the state. 124A, all of you know that kya hota hai, sedition. 154A, 150B, offences against religion. 295A, promoting enmity and hatred. If you are promoting such matters, it is an offence, isn't it? The police officer can issue proceedings against you. Even 292, that is obscenity. You know that in cases of obscenity, the government has a right to seal the confiscate the publication under 95, your remedy under 96. So before that, the commissioner, the executive magistrate may ask you to give a bond. Even under 109 can there behavior from suspected person. You may be a good man, but there are complaints against you. You may not been convicted that you are indulged in robbery. Complaints against a person, of course, a person in the criminal law, he is not unless he is convicted, and the law presumes him to be innocent. But the police officer doesn't presume to be innocent. But he will keep sending you notices. Even under 149 and 151 पढ़े आपने, there are notices issued for commission of cognizable offences for prevention of the crime. 151 खोल लो जरा, बताता हूँ आपको मैं. 150, the information of a design to commit cognizable offence. It is not that you are arrested only when the offence is committed. Even you are likely to be committed, you are a person, your name in the hit list. किसी को आप तंग करने वाले हैं. Under 151, rest of the part of India, 24 hours police officer can arrest you and produce before the court. In the city of Bombay, you can be arrested for a period of 15 days, thereafter another 15 days. 1 month period. See, Bombay amendment check karo aap Maharashtra ka. Up to 1 month you can be arrested. So of course same procedure will be followed. Once you are arrested, you will be brought before the magistrate within 24 hours in compliance with Article 22, Subclause 2 of the Constitution, read with Section 56 and 57 CRPC. Of course, you will be put up behind the bars for 15 days period, another 15 to 30 days period. That is with a view to prevention of the crime. So in such cases also the bonds are taken here. Now come back to 107, 108, 110 के अंदर भी bond लिया गया था. These are all provision relating to bond. So उसके लिए 110 में then inquiry is held under 160. Of course, they can't convict you and put you banned. You will be given the opportunity to explain why bond should be given. You will have a right to examine witnesses before the executive magistrate. Please see that here. In case a conviction order is passed under the provision, it's made appealable under the provisions of section 372 अंदर है ना उसके अंदर. Open the provision relating to appeal, that is starting 372. 373. Appeal from the order requiring security to be given 117 and 121. So these are two appealable orders. Please note that 117 and 121 appealable order when conviction, when you have been asked to give. See 117 के अंदर the executive magistrate passes an order, give a bond. If you don't give a bond, you can be sentenced to jail. Then the imprisonment for default is 122 इसके अंदर. Then other sections are appealable to the Court of Sessions. See, there's also representation can be made to the Court of Session, I will tell you. Now 121 appeal will lie under section 373. 373. Then other section you have a right to make a representation even under the provisions of section 116. You have a right to make. Subclause 7 says permit the continued proceedings, session judge may and the application made by the agreed party to vacate the order. Only the Court of Session has been given power to vacate the order relating to bond which has been passed by the executive magistrate, and no powers are given to the magistrate. Then there is a representation under 122 आप check करेंगे when security is given. Subclause 5 के अंदर the court session judge may in a discretion transfer the proceeding before the then so and so. Then forthwith the matter is remanded back to the magistrate who will pass the order in that regard. So normally people, when these proceedings are invoked under 106, they go to the High Court under Article 226 and 227 because your fundamental right to life and liberty is violated. You have a right to freedom, Article 21. उसी में चले जाते हैं. Normally High Court interferes because the procedure going to you can only invoke the provisions of appeal after the order is being passed. If you want to challenge the notice itself, you can go to the High Court under 482 or under the provisions of 226, 227. Okay. Then these are important provisions with regard to breach of peace. Please note that here. Power to reject the sureties because the magistrate has a right to ask you to give sureties in the matter, and if you don't give it, and you can be convicted in the matter, sentencing हो जाएगा. Okay. Yeah. These are very important provision. Remember. Then before there is also provision relating to disputes to immovable property, which is very important. That is section 145, section 145, 146, 147, which you remember this. This topic I will take 145, 146 when I tell you when I take the topic from you. Yeah. या अनलॉफुल असेंबली का देख लीजिए आप, मेंटेनेंस ऑफ अनलॉफुल असेंबली, that is under article 19(1)(b) of the constitution, you have a right to assemble without peace, whereas under the CRPC, under the Indian Penal Code, section 129 to be read along with section 141 IPC. 141 में क्या लिखा है देखिए आप आईपीसी के अंदर, या make a note of it because you may forget. बाजू में लिख देना आप this one. Unlawful assembly is 141 of the Indian Penal Code. So Indian Penal Code, this should be read along with section 1062 CRPC and article 19(1)(b) of the Constitution of India and 129. So any executive magistrate or in charge of a police station, in the absence of an in charge of a police station, so and so, unlawfully assembling 5 or more person. So 5 or 4 person assembling is an unlawful assembly, carrying any arms and all ammunition. So the police officer has the right to take action here under the provisions of chapter 10, that is section 129, 131, 132 of the CRPC. Then I told you about the provision with regard to public nuisance, is starting 133, 133, then 134, 135, 137. I will briefly explain how this section act against the citizens. Public nuisance mean here the role of an executive magistrate will come into play. Anybody reports that here, suppose road के अंदर somebody is making some illegal atment, or somebody is trying to kind of park the vehicle in the center, or removing obstructions, dangerous wall, पानी वाला निकाल दिया है, तो very लंबा चौड़ा किस्सा है इसके अंदर. तो here the magistrate can, his attention can be brought that there is a public nuisance, because by the time the parties will go to civil court will take a longer time. So the magistrate also has power under the CRPC to hold inquiry and grant injunction under section 142. See, if the magistrate making an order under 130, here the role of a executive, this is not an executive magistrate, this will be judicial magistrate in the city of Bombay, invoking power under 138 and 139, because he may ask direct investigation and examination of expert to ascertain whether nuisance is caused to what extent. The magistrate can examine the expert. He may say that here he will take the opinion of some civil engineer, or maybe an architect, or maybe somebody who is conversant with the procedure with regard to the road maintenance. Then the magistrate can also pass an order that there should be prohibition, repetition of the continuation of the nuisance under 143. So it is not only the civil courts are granting injunction under the provisions of Order 39, Rule 1 and 2 CPC and Section 94. Under 142 CRPC, the magistrates also have power to grant order of injunction. Please note that 142, 143, 144 are serious powers where the public nuisance is caused. Such orders are passed. Now, routinely in Jammu and Kashmir, 144 orders are passed because assembly of 5 people is not allowed. Now, during Ganapati festival, now the state of Maharashtra has passed an order under 144. They should not be. You should know what is 144. Power to prohibit carrying arms in procession or mass drill or mass training with arms. See, the district magistrate may, whenever now here the district magistrate means the collector, the IAS officer. Executive magistrate means the police officer, the ACP or commissioner. Please know the distinction in the city of Bombay in India. The district magistrates are normally IAS officers. The collector, the collector Bombay, the assistant collector Bombay is the district magistrate. He may whenever he considered necessary to do so for the preservation of public peace and tranquility, maintenance of public order, public notice or order, prohibute any area within the local limits of a jurisdiction the carrying of any arms in the procession, or organizing, holding, or taking part in any mass drill or mass training in the arms and so. So you are not, you are supposed to, your fundamental right under Article 19(1)(c) of the Constitution of India is to have a peaceful assembly, not to have arms. You cannot have talwar and churri and revolver and walk around. Okay, that is not allowed. So in such a scenario, the district magistrate, the collector orders the police officers. Such orders can be promulgated by him under subsection 4, which shall remain for 6 months. See that here? Initially, public order is issued for 3 months here and not exceeding 6 months. So the state of Jammu and Kashmir is constantly under the 145 order. Because of the unrest which is prevailing over there, because there is unrest. Okay, there is unrest. Then this is a very important provision. Please note that here. Then you have 145 and 146 where disputes as to immovable property, or 146 wherever there is a breach of peace in the locality, as to two people may be in joint possession of a property. There is a water drainage. Especially in the city like Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, Delhi, people are living in a chawl system or there's a public drainage. Timings water ke hote hain. Water will only come between 8 to 10, evening mein 2 hours. People, log ki line lagi hogi. People are diverting water and creating nuisance and annoyance and not allowing you to fill water, or somebody is trying to dispossess you from your kamra without following the due process of law, creating breach of peace in the locality. Of course, when you are being dispossessed without due process of law, you have a remedy under section 6 of the Specific Relief Act, where you can file a suit within 6 months to the civil court and get yourself reinstated on the basis of your previous possession, and title is not questioned. Title suit is filed within 12 years under section 6 of clause 4. Whereas when the breach of peace in the locality, you have a right to start parallel proceeding under the CRPC. You may inform the police or directly file a private complaint to the magistrate under 145. The defendant or respondent is creating commotion, he is dispossessing you. You were in joint possession or you were in possession. It is your kholi, the garage was yours, and he has dumped his article and he has brought, so I asked him to vacate it. He brought some gundas and threatening me and creating commotion. He is giving me threats of criminal intimidation that he will finish my family. And he has put up his locks illegally. ये सब आएंगे तो 145 में एप्लीकेशन करें आप, प्लीज सी दैट 145 चेक कर लीजिए. Whenever the executive magistrate is satisfied, in the city of Bombay, executive magistrate has been substituted with the judicial magistrate. Is satisfied from the report of police officer upon the information that a dispute likely to cause a breach of peace exists concerning the land or water or the boundaries within the local jurisdiction. He shall make an order in writing stating the grounds of being satisfied or requiring the parties concerned dispute to attend this court in person or by pleader on a specified day, and they put the written statement and their respective claims so and so. So the magistrate is trying the case like a civil suit. He will tell the party, the one person has complained about you that you dispossess him, you have been and you are causing commotion, breach of peace, and show me your possession, previous possession, and file your written statement in that regard. So the report can be filed either by the police officer or from other information. It can be by way of a private complaint, like under section 190. So is a separate proceeding where the magistrate take cognizance. Now here the powers are given to the executive magistrate in the other part of India. In the city of Bombay, you have to go to the metropolitan magistrates. Okay, formally the ACP, DCP, and whoever the senior police officer could decide this matter. In some places they still do that. Then regular summons will be issued here, file a reply, summon will be issued. Magistrate will hear the parties and merits of the claim. See that here, para number 2, for the purpose of this section, land or water includes so and so market. Number 3, a copy of the order shall be served in the matter provided by the court for the summons. So summons are issued, a warrant can be issued, and publication will take place under section 82, 83, and those people who do not appear before the court. Subclause section 4 says the magistrate shall without reference to the merits of the claim of any parties. Underline the word without merits of the claim. It is like section 6, the court will not see the title of the parties but only previous possession of the parties to the possessed subject to the dispute. Peruse the statement, put the hear the parties, receive evidence as may be produced, and make further evidence it may think necessary, and if possible decide whether which of the parties at the date of the order made by him was in possession of the dispute. See, the court, the magistrate will determine, the executive magistrate in other part of the India and the city of Bombay, city like Calcutta, Madras, Bombay, wherever amendment has taken place, the judicial magistrate will ascertain, ask the parties, lead evidence, file your written statement, I want to ascertain who was in possession. So whoever was in possession, the magistrate will put them party. Provided that if it appears to the magistrate any party has been forcibly, wrongfully dispossessed within 2 months. Next, it's the same provision like section 6 of the Specific Relief Act, 2 months next before the date on which the report of the police officer information was received by the magistrate so and so, may treat the party dispossessed, the party has been in possession, and so and so. This is very interesting. When you open section 6 of the Specific Relief Act, more or less similar. Of course, there the crime is not committed, the person sued for dispossession take place, where the suit should be instituted under this within a period of 6 months, isn't it, if I am not mistaken? If any person disposes without consent immovable property, then may in a suit to recover possession thereof, notwithstanding set up in suit, and that should be brought after the expiry of 6 months. That is section 6. Okay. Section 6 ko pad lijiye, there is a parallel remedy, there is no bar. Then come to subsection 5, 145. Nothing in the section shall be preclude a party so required to attend or other person interested from showing that no such dispute exists, and so, magistrate shall cancel the order. So whatever cognizance the magistrate has taken under 145, it can be cancelled if the respondent shows that the application is false, frivolous, he has no cause of action, he was not there, in fact I was in possession, he will cancel the order under the provisions of section 145, anybody making. It is like your rejection of a plaint under order 7 rule 11. 6A check karo, magistrate decides one of the parties was should have been under the proviso treated them as in possession, shall issue an order declaring the party to be entitled to possession until evicted from in due course of law. Underline this word, until evicted in due course of law. That means you can only evict the other side by going to the civil court, by following the due procedure established by law, namely suit for eviction, showing a title suit. Once this order is passed, magistrate is putting anyone and forbidding all disturbance. The main object of the magistrate here is that to prevent the breach of peace, forbid, though he is putting one of the party whom he considers in possession subject to his legal rights under the civil code. Now open section 6 and subclause 4 check karo aap. Suit by person disposes of immovable property. Kumar, zara section 6 kar lijiye. Section 6. So the eviction order cannot take place without due process of law. Read section 6, subclause 4. Nothing in the section shall bar a person from suing to establish his title to the suit property and to recover possession. So you have to file a suit for eviction within 12 years under which article of the Limitation Act, section Article 66 and 67. Suit for possession, Article 66, 67, 12 years. Remember that year. So your suit will be, if it is a landlord and tenant, go to small causes court. If it is a title suit on the basis of mortgagee, mortgager, or a owner, Bombay High Court, if the valuation is more than 1 crore, or City Civil Court up to 1 crore, for a declaration that you are the true owner of the property, for a declaration that the defendant is a trespasser who illegally dispossesses you under 145 proceeding and who is in possession, and for an eviction against him, that he should be disposed, he should be asked to quit, vacate, hand over quite vacant possession, and he should be directed to pay you mean profits. And that is section 6(4) of the Specific Relief Act, read with the provisions of a Transfer of Property Act, the suit would lie. Okay. Now B में आ जाइए 7B. If the order made under shall be, so that is the meaning of here, declaring a party to be entitled to possession until evicted from the due course of law. 6A, 145 6A का underline करो, this is the meaning. And because when you see the judgment of the Supreme Court in Krishna Ram Mahale's case versus Shobha Rao, कुमार जरा खोल लीजिए, कृष्णा राम महाले's case, मिलेगा आपको, नेट पे मिलेगा. I can give you. Sorry. Can you lay a hand on Krishna Ram Mahale's case? Krishna Ram Mahale reported.
I can't find.
देखो AIR 1989 Supreme Court, page number 2097. मेरे पास ये judgment is so famous, I cannot forget this. I must have quoted this judgment 1,000 times in the court. लिख लीजिए आप, AIR 1989 Supreme Court 2097, Krishna Ram Mahale versus Shobha Venkat Rao. It's a judgment of the Supreme Court given by Justice Kania's bench. Justice K. Singh, Justice Singh and Justice Kania. उसके अंदर clearly लिखा गया है, even a trespasser cannot be dispossessed without due process of law. I am going to take a lecture on Specific Relief Act on Saturday. Those of you want to attend, ask Raghav Arora, because whether if he permits or not, some of the Delhi students from Supreme Court requested me for a lecture. I am taking on Specific Relief Act 1867, 77 and 63. Saturday का दिन time मिलेगा तो आ जाओ पूछो. I will request Raghav Arora, he is also a member here, to include you. So when you see the judgment here, Krishna Ram Mahale's case, Supreme Court clearly says nobody can be dispossessed without due process of law. That line I will show it to you. In India, can you point out to me in the paragraph number 6, 5 check करो आप. Paragraph number 8. It is well settled in this country that where a person is in settled possession of a property, even on the presumption assumption that he had no right to remain in the property, he cannot be dispossessed by the owner of the property except by recourse to law. Okay, remember this. This will be helpful to you in all matters. Specific Relief Act under the provisions of CRPC 145. In practice में काम आएगा. Transfer of Property Act, कोई भी property can, even the Code of Civil Procedure, everywhere you cannot take law in your own hand. You cannot evict your tenant, you cannot evict your licensee you cannot even evict your paying guest. You cannot even evict your friend who is staying with you for 6 months, 8 months. That is the law. That is the law. Please note that. Okay. 7 में आ जाइए, 1:45. What is the time? If the time permits, we'll complete this 1:45 today, then 1:46. Time कितना है कुमार?
8 p.m. sir, 8:03.
Okay, another 10 minutes. Can you give me? I'll complete this.
Sure, sir.
या देख लीजिए 7 में आ जाइए 145(7). When any party to such proceeding dies, the magistrate may cause the legal representatives. Now this is one provision more like a civil proceeding. A party dies, children have a right to be brought on record and like under order 22 CPC. Okay, the question will not abate here. Party to the proceeding and shall thereupon continue the inquiry, and if the question arise as to legal representative of the deceased party for the purpose of such proceeding. Normally under the scheme of the CRPC, the accused dies, proceeding dies, case dies. But whereas here the respondent dies, mean here the people are not called accused, applicant and respondent. Respondent who has encroached upon your land and taken possession. If he dies, you can bring the children on record. 8 check karo. If the magistrate of the opinion that the any crop or produce of the property subject matter of the proceeding under this pending subject to speedy natural decay, he may make an order for the proper custody of the proper and completion of the inquiry shall make the order disposal of the sale proceeding. If somebody is a farmer who has been dispossessed, so crop or is at the final stage, it should not be allowed to go waste and perish. The magistrate will pass appropriate direction and order the crop be taken care of. Okay, 9 पे आ जाइए. Magistrate may think fit at any stage of proceeding under this section make application to the party issue summon to any witnesses direct to attend. So it like provisions of order 16 of the Code of Civil Procedure, order 16, that summons can be issued to anybody, any person, like also under the provisions of section 62 to 70 in the CRPC. Court has power to issue summons and proceeding. 9. Nothing in the section shall be deemed to derogation of the power of magistrate under 107. 107 means the magistrate can ask for bond, the executive magistrate. Beside, because there's a breach of peace, दोनों झगड़ा कर रहे हैं. There's a breach of peace relating to dispute of immovable property, land as well as water. झगड़ा चल रहा है. The bond can also be taken at the same time. The magistrate can determine who is in possession. Now 146 is a very important section where the magistrate has power to appoint a court receiver. Like see under the CPC order 40 rule 1 CPC, the court appoints a receiver. Under section 94 subclause E also the court appoints a receiver. Where the property is subjected to waste, the court appoints a receiver. Now in this matter, when the magistrate is unable to decide who is in possession, he will get a receiver appointed, seal the property and tell the parties go to civil court. Let us read section 146. If the magistrate at any time of making the order under 145(1), section 145, consider that the case of one of emergency or of the decide none of the parties then in such a position is referred to 145, is unable to satisfy himself as to which of them, then the such possession of the subject dispute he may attach the subject dispute till the competent, underline the word, till a competent court to determine the rights of the parties. Rights of the parties with regard to the person entitled to possession. Who will decide the right of the parties? Competent court, civil court. In the city of Bombay, Bombay High Court, City Civil Court, Small Causes Court, Family Court. These are the courts, cooperative court. District area में district court, civil judge, senior division, junior division. They will decide the legal rights of the parties. Magistrate will not decide the rights. Provided the magistrate may withdraw the attachment. So magistrate will say that here the breach of peace is intensified, there is an emergency, nobody is able to prove their case, and I am therefore attaching the property. Attachment order is passed. Sealing order, seal करके receiver appoint कर देंगे इसके अंदर. See that receiver is appointed, provided the magistrate may withdraw the attachment, if satisfied no longer excuse. Then subclause 2 check करो 146. When magistrate attaches the subject dispute, he may, if no receiver in relation to the subject dispute has been appointed by any civil court, make arrangement as they consider proper for looking after the property. If he thinks fit, appoint a receiver himself and subject the control of the magistrate. So the receiver appointed till the civil court is now moved by the parties, because civil court moves function slowly, whereas the magistrate and the police officer move quickly in the matter here. So The temporary arrangement is done here. Okay, then see, yeah, I shall order the receiver appointed by him to hand over possession of the receiver appointed by civil court. No sooner the parties go to civil court for enforcement of the legal right, you may take up the plea that I have been dispossessed by my neighbor. My neighbor is a trespasser. He doesn't have a right. This property belonged to my grandfather. I am one of the shareholders, or I belong to a member of a Hindu joint family. I am a co-sharer. So you establish your legal right. Or it's a partnership property of your partner and yourself. You prove it here. It's a property acquired by you, self-acquired property. You show the conveyance deed. So when you show that, the court will appoint you. The civil court will appoint a court receiver, take possession and give it to you. So when a civil court receiver appointed, the magistrate will give the charge to the court receiver of the civil court and discharge himself. It's a very interesting matter. These are called parallel proceedings under the CRPC for possession of the property which has been, where a party has been dispossessed without his consent. So they are somewhat like akin to section 6 of the Specific Relief Act and also section 6(4), where a substantive, because section 6 has two types of remedies. One, summary remedy, which is filed under section 6 within 6 months' time, and a substantive remedy for establishing a legal right within 12 years, which is filed under section 6 subclass 4. Please remember them. Then the provision with regard to injunction will come in the CPC Order 39, Rule 1 and 2, Section 94, and the appointment of a receiver will come under Order 40, Rule 1 and Section 94C. So that is the distinction which you should remember here. They are parallel proceeding in the matter. So Krishna Ram Mahale judgment पढ़ लीजिए, समझ में आ जाएगा अभी. So you cannot be dispossessed. So I will today stop here, 146. I will take any question. Then tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll take up the remaining topic. Yeah. Hopefully this is clear to you, and please ask me any questions.
Sir, I have a question. Hello.
Gitanjali.
Sir, Gitanjali.
Yes,
so
yes, I can hear you.
First, very
Yes.
thankful to be allowed. I've obtained the invite link from YouTube. Very grateful to be part of the lecture. Sir, I have
My
a few
pleasure.
questions. So what do you think about the death penalty, and is India on track to abolish it? I also want to ask you, in IPC it is always mentioned imprisonment of either description. So sir, what is the meaning of this term either description? Is it only simple and rigorous, or other forms of imprisonment are also there? And so thirdly, I want to know what time the lecture on Specific Relief Act will be
Saturday, you have to ask Gaurav. I will request Gaurav to kind of include you in that. Gaurav,
Yes, please.
Arora. Gaurav is there. I will put you all with us. So far as the question which you asked me about the imprisonment, you should bear in mind the provisions of the penalty provision in the IPC. Penalty provision देख लीजिए आप, section 54 onwards आते ना वो. That you should remember. If you don't remember the section, you will not be able to understand what is penalty. That is starting from section 53 onwards. Punishment check कर लीजिए. What are the various types of punishment? Death penalty, imprisonment पढ़ी ना, 50 पढ़े आपने?
Yes, sir.
Transport, yeah, forfeiture, fine. These are the various punishment. Is the liberty of the court to give you other description. Then section 31 tells you CRPC, and they may run concurrently or consecutively. It's a will of the magistrate or a judge, session judge. When you remember these provisions of section 53, section 31 CRPC, where the sentence in cases of conviction of offences on the trial, it may run concurrently or consecutively. Maximum punishment which may be given is imprisonment for a longer period is 14 years time. We learnt it right now, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It depends on the gravity of the crime. The court will say that this man deserves longer punishment, lesser punishment. Also, fine they can impose. Fine is a separate punishment which is given, and if you don't pay fine cannot be remitted. Fine sentence cannot run concurrently. It is only after the expiration of the main capital sentence, fine sentence will run. Suppose if a fine is imposed of 1 lakh, and if you don't pay, you have to undergo another 10 years, 5 years imprisonment. You cannot tell the court the fine penalty of 5 years and the capital punishment of 10 years may run concurrently. वो provision नहीं, yesterday I read it out to you. That provision is very clear. If you see the yesterday's lecture, that point will be clear to you. 145 में any doubt है? Under specifically fact section 6 में?
No, sir.
नहीं ना? That is a very important section. पढ़ लीजिए आप. Section 6 specifically fact, and 145, 146 in the CRPC, where in the city of Bombay, in place of executive magistrate, it is a metropolitan magistrate is substituted. Okay, other places, small towns, it is the executive magistrate, and the provisions of IPC, when nuisance is committed, which magistrate will take into play? Which is the magistrate?
Judicial magistrate first class.
Judicial magistrate for committing crime, the abatement of a nuisance and all, is not a judicial.
Executive magistrate.
Executive magistrate is the collector. For the city of Bombay, the collector. Even area also the collector. Collectors are normally the executive magistrate, mind you that. Whereas the other magistrates are a police officer or the magistrate appointed by the court and high court under section 23, 24, 25 of the CRPC. Their appointment you can see CRPC के अंदर है. Another question somebody asked me, I was reading it here. You can only appoint appointment of a public prosecutor starting from section 24 onwards. Whereas public executive magistrate section 23, local jurisdiction 20, their powers are coming from section 15 onwards. See, subordination of judicial magistrate हो गया. There are other magistrates section 18 onwards. Special metropolitan magistrate, executive magistrate section 20 पढ़ लीजिए आप. Section 20, section 21, section 23 and 24. They are all appointments, various appointment of various magistrate done here. आज का टॉपिक बंद करेंगे. Anybody has any more question? पढ़ा लीजिए. Yes, Kumar, any questions?
No, sir, not.
Okay, we'll wind up for the day, and we'll meet up on Friday. Friday we'll take up other topic. I think more or less you also keep Probation of Offenders Act, Juvenile Justice Act. Maybe I'll cover it from maybe next month, starting